Back in January, I wasn't really sure how I was going to replace my income. It's now October 1st, and now I get paid to make simple videos for brands online right here in my own home. Okay, I'll be honest, some of them aren't simple, but you get the picture. In July, my wife and I celebrated 20 years of marriage, and I've got two boys, one that just turned 18 and the other is almost 16. And I've spent the past 6 years doing ministry, either part-time or full-time. But over the past couple of years, I started creating content, and it was kind of random at first, like doing stuff on YouTube and Amazon. I was in the Amazon affiliate or influencer program without even realizing it, and my friend Chris told me what that was about. And so the past year I've grown that to about $1,000 a month, and we actually have a community of people that about 330 creators that we also teach AIP and Amazon Influencer and Amazon Associates program inside of that community. So if you're interested, I'll put the link down below. Then this app came along called Flip. It was a new app, and it was kind of getting bigger and really growing. And so then that I took off kind of on Flip a little bit and started jumping in and creating content that people would resonate with, and it was content that would be helpful to people. Basically like how to grow on Flip and all that kind of stuff. And so in the first month in January, I made just about $16,000. And I thought like I'd cracked the code, right? Like not long after that though, my videos or my views dropped drastically. And now, as we speak, the app is completely shut down. And that's when I realized I needed something a lot more stable than that. Something that I could control to an extent that wasn't really based off of an algorithm or anything that's like too platform specific. Although UGC, in the sense the way that I'm bringing it to you, it is platform specific. But I'm going to get into that because there's room for growth and potential outside of Fiverr, which is where I'm currently getting the majority of my income from. So one night I was on my phone and I was scrolling TikTok, and I saw this guy talking about UGC content. Or I don't know why I say UGC content. That's kind of redundant. It's UGC is user generated content. So that's like saying user generated content. Anyways, UGC, user generated content is what he was talking about. He said, no followers, no editing, just your phone and a product. And I've got quite a few over there. So I decided to go ahead and buy the course, and it was like 120 bucks. I didn't have much of a plan. I just knew that I needed to make this work, and I wanted it to work. Mostly because I want the freedom to be able to do stuff from home and be around for both of my boys more. And my wife works full time, so yeah, I just wanted to be able to be home more. So that night I was like binge watching the training. I would say by morning I had already signed up for Fiverr, and I started walking through the steps of how to create my first gig and my profile and all that kind of stuff on that next day. So my first order that came in was June 3rd of 2025. And that was $128. I think I charged like 140 or something. The thing is that like Fiverr takes 20. And so the 128 that I earned was after the 20% fee subtraction. So that was my first payment also. I was so excited I withdrew it that first day, and then it was probably within the next month. So I'm showing January, April, May, June, July 1st. Orders started coming in around the end of June, and I've got some other orders coming in right here. So July 1st, the 4th, the 7th, the 10th, the 10th, the 19th. These are all earnings here, and then withdrawals, and they just keep coming in after that. My computer's being really slow right now. Anyways, and so earnings to date, this is where I'm at. Payment for active orders. Those are payments that are for active orders. Payments being cleared. I've got this much in my account right now. And if I go through, this was my last payment to myself. And if you go to my dashboard, I'll show you here. I've got a ton of orders coming in, active orders 4,510, and I'm currently a level 2 with a success score of 10, 4.9 average rating with a 100% response rate. And I've met the criteria to become top rated, at least to be evaluated to be top rated. From what I read is that takes about 60 days. Or up to 60 days to become fully evaluated, and once they determine whether or not you qualify, they'll make you top rated if you qualify, and then that's when the bigger jobs for bigger brands start rolling in. I've already done some content for some semi bigger-ish brands, like G Gradual. It's a pretty big fitness brand on Amazon. I did a video for DuckDuckGo. And I don't know, there's a couple other ones, I'll have to look, but there's just so many different brands that are reaching out to get content created online for their social media marketing ads. And because it's so much cheaper than advertising on your normal everyday commercials. And so that's what makes this so great and lucrative even for them, is they could pay you a couple $100s to create a video for them, and they're saving thousands on advertising costs. And this is just what works right now. Like, people want authentic, relatable type content that they're when they're scrolling, they see familiar faces or just average everyday people, and it's easier for people to want to click and buy when they see ads like that versus your regular TV commercial. Inside of our community, 300 monthly, where we teach Amazon influencer and Amazon affiliate type stuff, there's other things like YouTube and just different things. It's a team of, or a group of 330 like-minded creators that we just go in there and talk about ways to make money online. And essentially UGC, because it's becoming so popular, I'm creating a course with inside of that community. Right now the community is only $5 a month, but all of the courses are free. And so if you would like to learn more details about that, click the link below to the school community. It's called 300 monthly, and that's where I'm going to be putting all of that content and all of the training. So $5 a month, and I paid $120 for this training, and now I'm earning a couple thousand, probably on scale to, I did $5,000 last month, already have about $4,500 in the queue for October. And I can see this growing into an $8,000 to $10,000 a month business if I play my cards right and continue to learn along the way. So $5 a month is nothing, plus you get access to a community, so you can talk amongst each other about what's working, what's not, share some information on details or videos, and get feedback on your videos even. But yeah, I think that the price is going to go up. So as the time of recording, this is October 1st, the pricing is only $5 a month right now, but it will be going up here probably by the end of the year, because there's just some maintenance costs and different things that go into it. And let's face it, we want the community to grow. There's an affiliate program inside of the community, so if you found it helpful, you can also share that and use it as another revenue stream. But let's get back into this. So after that, I stayed pretty consistent. I was responding to every single message very fast, making custom orders for each request. I delivered jobs early, or they're called gigs in Fiverr, and I said yes to almost every single one of them. I did have some personal convictions, so there are a couple things I didn't take on, like smoking or drinking if they promoted anything like that. I'm married, I have been for 20 years, so I don't take on like adult content or dating content or anything like that. So I was very cautious. Some people would send over some gigs and briefs is what they call them, and which is basically like a script and all that kind of stuff. Some people send that stuff over and they want you just like a couple B-roll shots of you standing by the sink drinking water, B-roll shot of you like exercising, and what they're not telling you is they're going to put that on a dating app. And so be very specific and ask for details. You don't want your face or your brand out there, you know, representing something that doesn't represent you. So just make sure you're asking for those details. But like I said, that's all going to be in the training here very soon in 300 monthly. Here's the crazy part is you don't really need like a bunch of followers, a super active Instagram or YouTube to create UGC content through Fiverr. UGC content, I said it again. You don't need a bunch of that. You get all of the gigs are through Fiverr itself, and so all of those gigs come in through Fiverr. And Fiverr's got all of its own traffic and everything. In fact, right now my gig that's active gets about 50 to 60 people viewing it every single day. Now my conversion rate is, I'll double check it. If I go into analytics and gig performance, Fiverr ads. So actually this is what I'm spending on ads so far since I've started. Well, actually since I qualified for ads. I think you have to become like a level 1 or 2 first. I think it's a level 2, and then you can qualify for ad spend, and you can spend money every day to boost your gig and get more money. So you can see right here I've got $1,507 in ad spend, but my sales have been $8,575. And so that's because these two numbers don't add up, because I had another gig on there for testimonials, and to be honest with you, those just became too much of a nuisance and just not genuine. And so I didn't want to be involved in that anymore, because a lot of it was like fake, gimmicky kind of Ponzi scheme sounding things, and so I didn't want to be a part of that. So I just removed that gig. I paused it, or paused it. Anyways, let me go into analytics and gig performance, and this is where you're going to see a lot of that stuff. So impressions, 74,377, and out of that 914 clicks, it doesn't sound like a lot, but apparently I'm scoring higher than 41% of sellers. Now I think that could be higher. I think there are some things that I could do with my my video on the gig, and then that would create more clicks. Right now it doesn't look very good on the search page, on the results, and so I think it's like a picture of my head zoomed in all weird or something, because I created the gig video in vertical format, thinking that's what it would show up best as, and I've just kept the same video honestly, and I'm converting still this well. But it's better to do a landscape video just for the gig page, and then have some sort of thumbnail, and I'll explain all that in the training in 300 monthly. But it's better to do that, that way your video will convert better. But you can still see the click-through rate is 1.23%, which is 41% higher of sellers in this category. And then my conversion rate is outperforming 82% of the sellers. And so on the people that actually clicked through my video, 4.1% or 4.16% converted, which is better than 82% of sellers. It's kind of funny because right here is like looking great, and then on this, the click-through rate, they're like, you've got this, almost like it's encouragement, because it is true that this to me can be improved. Like 74,000 impressions and only 914 clicks. That tells me that my video needs to be better, so that I can convert at least more clicks to then convert more traffic, increasing my conversion rate and getting more orders. I think that is what is limiting me right now. But if you look through here, the amount of views I'm getting every single day, clicks I should say, impressions daily are crazy, in the thousands. Impressions are in the thousands daily, and then clicks, 40, 50, 60. I noticed weekends are a lot lower, so it just kind of depends on the day and the week. I'm gonna be honest, I messed up quite a bit, and there are a couple things that I wish I knew before I got started. So I underpriced at first, and I did this intentionally. It's what the training said to do, but it said that at each level to raise your prices, but I would say it kind of depends on your experience level, how comfortable you feel on camera, and whether or not you're kind of worth the price that you're trying to charge. There were times that I felt like raising my rates, but I wasn't quite ready yet. Even though I leveled up to level 1, I wasn't quite ready to raise my rates yet because I wasn't able to deliver what I felt like maybe the customers were paying for. So it's going to be hit and miss in between, based on your experience and what you feel comfortable with. But that's why I think having the community is important. So definitely check that out. I know I keep plugging it, but definitely check it out, because having a team of people around you to kind of help you configure and figure out that kind of thing is super helpful. So the second mistake that I made, I think, was not having examples ready. So if you can build a portfolio now, likely you've already created content on TikTok or shorts on YouTube, maybe some reels on Instagram or Facebook. I would put those all in a Google file called portfolio or UGC portfolio, and go ahead and start categorizing those things now. Cataloging, sorry. Just put them all in a folder, because brands are going to reach out to you and they'll want to see examples, and maybe you don't have anything to show them right away, and then you got to try to figure out how to find that kind of stuff. So I would start putting that together very soon. I think the third biggest thing is I would say yes without clarifying the brief. I wouldn't ask the right questions. Like I mentioned earlier, sometimes a brand would reach out to you and they will tell you that all they need from you is raw footage of you standing at a sink drinking water, and then getting a soda or something out of the refrigerator, and then another raw clip of you waking up out of bed, and then let's say maybe another raw clip of you sitting on the couch scrolling through your phone. These are all raw clips. They don't tell you what they're for. They don't even really tell you a brief or anything like that. And then you send off the footage, you get paid $150, and then you have no idea what they're using the footage for. Now this could be for a dating app, and as a married man, I don't want my videos out there on advertising for a dating app or anything else adult related. It could be for sexual health or anything like that. It's just things you may not want your face or name attributed to. So I would say that's pretty important. Just make sure you're asking all the right questions and make sure you understand the brief and the gig before you just shoot the video and send it over. Because brands will ask for raw files, and sometimes they will not send a script because they don't really have one, they say. And that may be true. It's just ask questions, ask what it's for, what the context of the video is, what the theme or branding of the video is, what the company's about, that kind of stuff. I would definitely do those 3 things. So make sure you're paying attention to your rates before you just raise them because somebody else told you to. Make sure you're ready to raise your rates. Make sure you have examples ready. So create a UGC portfolio, and make sure you're fully aware of what your videos are being, and your name and brand are being attributed to. So hopefully those 3 things help you guys. All right, this is some tips to succeed a little bit faster. Because there's a couple things that I did that I wish I would have done differently. This one's kind of up to you. So there's two choices. You can either be kind of general and just say, I will create in your Fiverr title, your gig title, I will create UGC videos for your brand or product or services. That's pretty general. Or instead of being general, you can really niche down to something specific. If you don't want, let's say, beauty care products being sent to you, because even I get those sometimes, or dating or whatever, it could be useful to just niche that down and say, I will create a UGC video for your tech brand or product. And that might help streamline your process and really just target a specific crowd. But like I said, it's up to you depending on what you want to do. This one will help speed up a lot. Use Fiverr briefs. And so inside of the Fiverr platform, they have a matched briefs section, and you can go in there and check briefs. Now, they didn't start coming until I became a level 2, but you can definitely check those out. You can either say that you're not interested in those, or you can say you want to create an offer right away, or you can go in there and ask questions. And then when you go to ask questions, you'll have to fill out like a little bio about yourself. Lately, all I've been saying is, hi, I'm Billy Punt. I create UGC videos. And then down in the questions section, I just put whatever question I might have about the product, brand, or service, or ask them for a brief so that I can get some more information about the videos, because they can see my ratings and my profile as well. So I don't feel like there's a huge need to fully explain myself in the welcome message. Another thing is potentially batch filming. So if you've got a day, the way my schedule currently works right now is I've got to record some things like multiple gigs in one day. Sometimes I'm recording like 5, 6, 7 videos in one day for different clients. And then I've got like today and yesterday where yesterday I had really nothing to do. I think I did maybe something in the morning, but nothing major. I had to actually like get rid of all kinds of video and create some storage and some space on my phone for editing, because a lot of the UGC videos you're going to edit on your phone in CapCut. That's one of the beauties. Like, you don't really need a big nice camera, like a nice camera like this one here, or you can use the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I use that a lot of times, and I transfer that directly to my phone, edit everything in CapCut, airdrop it to my laptop, and then convert the file from a .mov file to a .mp4 file, and then upload it to Fiverr. It seems like a process, but it's actually, I've found it to be a very streamlined process versus trying to edit on my desktop and all that stuff. It's just way easier on my phone. I prefer the desktop view of Fiverr. The mobile app is a little clunky, so I like that I can see more detail on the desktop version of Fiverr, and so that's why I transfer or airdrop everything over to my laptop, and I can make sure everything's in order before I send it over to the client. So another thing to help you kind of succeed quickly is pay attention to the needs of the clients. A lot of times it may seem like they just want a once and done video, but a lot of times really they need multiple videos all the time. I just got a client just now that is going to test me out for 1 month, $600 for 3 videos a week, total of 12 videos. And if that goes and they like that, it's going to be $1,000 a month for 12 videos each month. 3 videos every single day, only 30-second quick videos about their product that I already have. And then I've got another client that is going to pay me $200 a month to create, they run promos, like every 2 months run promos for their plumbing company, and they want me to create like videos announcing the promos to their entire staff and their team out in the field, so they can just watch a video and know what the promotions are that they can sell to clients or customers. So yeah, I've got another guy that actually for I think it was like $1,100 or $1,200 a month. He is going to pay me to create videos, 1 video, long form video for his YouTube channel, and then 3 short form videos each and every month. And that's like $1,100 or $1,200, and it's for his service-based app that helps connect helps plumbers and contractors connect to clients and build up a portfolio and stuff like that. So it's not all just product-based services or product-based videos. There's a lot of service-based videos as well, meaning like they've got clients they need to communicate with and they don't want to be the one on camera. So definitely talk to them, have conversations with the brands, and don't just say, okay, yeah, here's your video and send it out. Let them know, like, hey, in the end, you could say anything you want really, but be nice and polite and just say, hey, if there's anything else you need. Or you could even get a little bold like I have in the past and just say, it looks like you're trying to create more than just this video. What did you have in mind for this project? And then they'll tell you some more about it. And then you can create, eventually get your foot in the door if they like your video, and then you can create more content for them down the line. I've ran paid like TikTok ads for people, helped boost people's Facebook pages and different one-off jobs. And that kind of, that extra money came in because I made a good video and just had communication and built a relationship with people. I've done free phone consultations and talked to people on the phone over, about their products and stuff like that too. So those types of things, like the front-facing customer transactions, I guess, that you're going to have through relationship and messaging and stuff is really going to be key to building this business, because it will be a business, because it can go outside of Fiverr. You got to be very careful on that, because they can suspend or ban your account. But there are relationships that take place through social media, and naturally they just kind of occur, and that can build into bigger brand deals later on, especially when you become top rated and start getting up there in the ranks. I would say that if you're wanting to try Fiverr or UGC, that Fiverr is the best way to go. I know a lot of people promote Upwork and some other platforms, but Fiverr has been really good for me. And so this is your sign. Get started. And like I said, if you don't feel like you can do this alone, you really need a team of people and some help. Check out 300 Monthly. The link is down in the description, and I would highly encourage you guys to check that out. The training for UGC is coming out soon. If you're watching this in October, then yeah, it's coming out soon. But if it's after October of 2025, most likely the training's already there. These videos for you personally are not about you going viral. It's about you helping the brand. So you have to learn to stay consistent and just be dedicated to the brands that are reaching out to you, and help them create content that they can use for paid advertising and organic social media content. So that's it. I'm not here to hype it up or sell you on hype or anything like that. I'm just showing you what's possible and what has worked for me. So if you've ever been interested in UGC, now's your opportunity. So take the plunge and click the link down below, get into the community, get to know people inside of there, post a welcome post, and we'll see you on the inside. Oh, and if you like this video, subscribe, because I'll be putting more out like this. Just UGC tips and tricks, content creation tips and tricks, and media and tech, different things, microphones, cameras, different things that are going to help you along the way be a better and more successful content creator. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you on the inside.